To use tarot cards effectively and to remove unnecessary fear and despair, remember this. You don't need to trust tarot cards. In fact, they can't be trusted because they are incapable of thought. They are incapable of behaving in a trustworthy or untrustworthy way. They don't have the capacity to be misleading, manipulative, or downright lie because they are inanimate. However, in saying this, I am not dismissing or denigrating them. I have used tarot cards to produce consultations over a 30-year period, though I don't always use them, and I recognise and appreciate their value. Nevertheless, the fact remains that they are produced en masse in factories, not individually created in some mystical backroom by a person muttering incantations whilst energetically anointing them with magical powers. It's been popular to have a problem with tarot over the past year or two, but the problem isn't tarot. The problem is with the mindset of those who have a problem with tarot. Addictive personalities can be attracted to all things psychic and mystical. If buttons became the next big thing to use for mystical and predictive purposes, then eventually buttons would become a problem. The fact is, there are people who should never, ever have any form of psychic consultation because they have deep-seated anxiety or neurosis or obsessive tendencies. They aren't equipped to respond healthily, and they probably shouldn't even attempt to interpret tarot cards for themselves, because the key word is interpretation. All we can ever do is apply our own personal interpretation to the cards that we lay out. Those who develop an unhealthy relationship with tarot will see what they want to or what they fear. And then they will ruminate over and over what it is they believe they are being told. I'm not sneering at these people. The mind can be a very cruel mistress. Some people are afraid of tarot cards because of the religious beliefs that they have chosen to adopt. And some people suddenly abandon all things metaphysical in favour of religious dogma. In other words, they swap one addiction for another. Maybe a better question to ask would be, can tarot readers be trusted? Thousands of people have been setting themselves up as tarot readers over the past few years. It seems that anyone can do it now. And many rules have been created in terms of tarot rights and wrongs and do's and don'ts. I have heard enough rubbish talked on the subject to keep the landfill industry in business for years. If it is drama you are looking for, there's plenty out there. If it is outlandish claims and mystical fear-mongering, there's plenty of that too. If tarot readings are your thing, then you will need to shop around until you find someone who resonates with you and makes sense with the passing of time. But what makes me an expert? Well, I'm not. But I have been using tarot cards as a tool in my intuitive work for 30 years, so I do know a bit about their nature. I use them as a tool to direct my intuitive attention. The source of energy is my own mind, not the cards. We have developed a kind of relationship, if you like, as do all experienced tarot readers with their cards. And when I say relationship, it isn't an emotional connection, as fond as I am of the decks that I use. It is limited to the times when I'm using them in my work, which I don't always do. I offer it now as an additional service, or occasionally I lay a few out for myself. Personally speaking, they tend to reflect whatever I am feeling at that moment in time. The actual donkey work is done by my own intuitive mind, which is then subject to my interpretation of what I am feeling and seeing. Always remember, tarot is a tool, not a life force. There is nothing to fear or worry about unless you recognize that you can't trust your own mind to approach it in a grounded manner. Take care of yourself and leave tarot alone until you feel better equipped to respond to it in a way that won't cause you stress, or leave it alone for good. We don't need tarot in our life, but we might choose to engage with it in a way that works for us. If what I've said today resonates with you or has helped you, please click the like button and even subscribe. It's been incredibly hard getting this channel out there.